The PlayStation 5 Pro has arrived with a hefty $700 price tag, sparking debate across the gaming community. Is the premium console really worth the investment? In this review, we'll dive into its design, features, performance, to determine if it lives up to the hype and if it's the right console for you.
Alright, so let's kick things off with design. So it looks very similar to the PS5 and the PS5 Slim, so it fits right in. It has that same white and black aesthetic, and it's pretty much the same height as the PS5, but slimmer like the PS5 Slim, especially since you don't have that disk drive. If you want a disk drive, you can buy it separately for $80.
But unfortunately, they're mostly sold out online, and they're on eBay for $150 to $200.
Scalpers be scalping.
Yes.
And you can also buy a vertical stand for $30, as that doesn't come in the box either, but it can stand on its own, or you can use the clear feet that come in the box and lay it horizontally.
Now, if you have kids or animals, that might knock it over, so you might want to get the stand. For a Pro console, we feel like that both the stand and the disk drive should have been included.
Absolutely.
Now, it has this 4-panel design that's kind of similar to the PS5 Slim. This time it's more aggressive looking with a black plastic piece that divides the top and bottom panels. It kind of looks like grills or vents.
Now, the design has definitely grown on us since we first unboxed it, just like with the PS5 design, how that grew on us. And these grills, they seem to be for aesthetics only though, like when people get those fake stick-on vents that they put on cars and they think they look cool, but they really don't actually do anything. But anywho, the panels are also all matte, so it doesn't have the same shiny top panels of the PS5 Slim. All the panels can be removed, but for those wondering, they aren't interchangeable with the plates of the PS5 Slim. So you'll need to wait for Sony to come out with PS5 Pro plates or third-party skins if you want to change up the look.
Okay, so for ports and buttons, in the front you have the power button, and if you have the disk drive, you're going to have the eject button for that. The ports at the front, you have 2 USB-C ports. The bottom one is the super speed port, so that's going to be the one you want to hook up your PSVR 2 to. The top one is high speed. Now on the back you have the HDMI, the Ethernet, 2 USB-A ports, and your power connection. So that's going to be all your connections and your ports and the buttons on the PS5 Pro.
Alright, so what do you get for that $700? Well, you get 2 terabytes of storage, unlike the PS5 where you only had 825 gigabytes, which is a random number. I don't know why they went that way, but anyways. You also have a M.2 NVMe slot still, so if you want to add additional storage, you can do that. You have 16 gigabytes of RAM dedicated just for gaming. You also have 2 gigabytes of slower RAM to handle console tasks and things like that. Now, the PS5 had 16 gigabytes total, so that had to do console tasks and gaming. So it's nice that you have the dedicated full 16 gigs just for gaming. And you also get Wi-Fi 7, and you have the same CPU in the PS5 Pro as you do in the PS5.
Now there are 3 main improvements to the PS5 Pro that Mark Cerny overviewed in his technical presentation of the PS5 Pro. For one, you have a larger GPU, so that's going to boost your graphics performance, and the numbers being touted are 67% more compute units, 28% faster memory, and it renders games 45% faster, so games will run smoother.
The next improvement is advanced ray tracing. So you're going to get more dynamic reflections and refractions of light. Now, if you're not familiar with what ray tracing in video games mimics how light bounces off objects in the real world, creating realistic reflections and shadows. This advanced ray tracing also is going to allow the rays to be cast at double, at times even triple the speed of the current PS5 console.
Okay, so the third improvement to the PS5 Pro is the AI-driven upscaling called PSSR, or PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. Now, what PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution is an AI-powered upscaling feature that takes a lower resolution images and enhances the detail, and it's going to deliver near 4K quality without overloading the PS5 Pro's hardware. So this allows games to run smoother at higher frame rates and improve the visuals. So it's making it nearly indistinguishable from native 4K for most players. So it's like NVIDIA's DLSS upscaling technology, if you're familiar with that.
Alright, so what does this all mean, you might be asking? Well, Sony's pitch for the PS5 Pro is you no longer have to choose. With the PS5 Pro, you can now get fidelity mode quality graphics and resolution at a consistent, smooth 60 FPS. I know for us, we have a really nice 4K LG OLED TV, and we like to experience games at the best visual quality possible. So on the PS5, we would generally opt for fidelity mode to get the best resolution and graphics to take full advantage of our TV. But then we were before sacrificing performance and being limited to 30 FPS.
Now this still doesn't mean that the modes are gone and there are no modes to choose from. It's just making your choice much easier. So depending on the game, the modes and enhancements will vary. So for the most part though, there's a Pro Performance mode, which gives you the PS5 Fidelity mode graphics and 4K resolution at a smooth 60 frames per second. Then there'll still be the Pro Resolution or Fidelity mode, Pro Fidelity mode, which takes things back down to 30 FPS. Again, depending on the game, that could mean new ray tracing effects, more detailed visuals, and or a higher resolution.
Now, some games will also include a balance mode, which is perfect if you have a TV with 120 Hz VRR. This mode enhances visuals beyond what performance mode offers, while delivering a smoother 40 FPS or at times even higher than 40 FPS experience for a more immersive gameplay. There are currently a little more over 50 PS5 Pro enhanced games, and we'll throw up the list, but just to mention a few, you have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, F124, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and there'll be more to come in the future.
Other enhancements you get with the PS5 Pro are, you get the PS5 Pro Game Boost, which can apply to more than 8,500 backward compatible PS4 games, which is really nice. Playable all on a PS5 Pro. Now this feature may stabilize or improve the performance of supported PS4 and PS5 games. Enhanced image quality for PS4 games is also available to improve the resolution on select PS4 games. This is found in the console's screen and video settings and must be toggled on. It's off by default. Doing so will enable system-wide image quality boost for some games. Look out for a future video from us where we test this feature for PS4 games on the PS5 Pro.
All right, now let's get into what you've all been waiting for, gaming performance. We tested a number of games on the PS5 Pro and compared them to the PS5 to see what you can expect. So let's jump right in.
Okay, so first up is Spider-Man 2, which takes full advantage of the PS5 Pro's hardware, offering two modes, Fidelity Pro and Performance Pro. Now, Performance Pro delivers visuals comparable to the base PS5's Fidelity mode, complete with all the ray tracing features intact, but at a smoother 60 FPS. Swinging through the city in this mode feels incredibly smooth, and the city looks more alive, thanks to more cars, people, and foliage filling the streets. Fidelity Pro, on the other hand, pushes graphical fidelity further with enhanced foliage, sharper textures, improved reflections and shadows. This mode also adds new ray tracing features that you can tweak in the settings. However, it comes at the cost of being locked at 30 FPS. If you have a 120 Hz VRR compatible display though, enabling these features in the settings allows Spider-Man 2 to run at a capped 40 FPS in Fidelity mode, enhancing smoothness while still maintaining high visual quality. Alternately, choosing the VRR uncapped option can achieve higher frame rates, though this may result in a slightly reduced resolution. While the upgrades in Fidelity Pro are impressive, the gap isn't substantial enough to outweigh the silky smooth experience of Performance Pro. Both modes on the PS5 Pro deliver great visuals, but the improvements feel more incremental than groundbreaking, especially since Spider-Man 2 is already so well optimized on the base PS5 that the difference between the consoles aren't dramatic. Performance Pro mode on the PS5 Pro strikes the balance of visual fidelity and smooth gameplay, making it the standout choice here.
Next up, we have Horizon Forbidden West, one of the best looking games on the PS5. This game offers three modes: Favorite Resolution Pro, Favorite Performance Pro, and once again you have a 40 FPS VRR supported Balance Pro mode. Favorite Resolution Pro pushes visual fidelity further with better lighting, improved dynamic range, and in this scene outside of base, you have less fall compared to the standard PS5's Favorite Resolution mode. You can see visuals in the distance look more detailed and stand out more, and textures like the rocky surfaces look sharper and more refined. Comparing performance modes on the PS5 and PS5 Pro, the Pro's performance mode once again delivers visuals comparable to the base PS5's Fidelity mode. In this scene, the encampment and structures on the left gain additional detail, foliage looks more detailed and realistic, and while mountainous landscapes appear more barren, there is an increase in texture clarity. Between the three modes of the PS5 Pro, the differences are subtle, making Favorite Performance Pro the clear winner for a smooth 60 FPS gameplay. While the improvements in Favorite Resolution Pro are impressive, the enhanced fluidity of Performance Pro delivers the most enjoyable experience. The PS5 Pro elevates the game's already stunning visuals, but the upgrades feel incremental rather than transformative.
Moving on to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which offers an impressive 4 visual modes, in addition to the familiar graphics, performance sharp, and performance smooth modes from the PS5, the PS5 Pro introduces a versatility mode. This new mode combines high fidelity visuals with smooth 60 FPS performance for an enhanced gaming experience. Versatility mode on the PS5 Pro stands out against the PS5's performance sharp mode, offering significant improvements in visual clarity. Buildings, people, and distant objects appear much sharper, with none of the blurriness seen on the base PS5. The foreground also benefits from enhanced detail, with lighting effects like reflections of Cloud's sword looking more realistic. The added texture detail, including scratches on the blade, further elevates the overall visual fidelity. Comparing graphics mode to performance sharp mode on the PS5 Pro, graphic mode takes the lead with more detailed foliage, rock textures, and refined lighting effects that add depth to the world. However, when comparing versatility mode to graphics mode on the PS5 Pro, the differences become less pronounced, with versatility mode maintaining a smooth 60 FPS gameplay while retaining much of the visual quality. Ultimately, versatility mode on the PS5 Pro strikes the best balance between graphical fidelity and performance, offering a sharp and smooth experience that feels like the definitive way to enjoy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the PS5 Pro. While the improvements over the PS5 are noticeable, the difference between the modes on the PS5 Pro itself are subtle, with performance remaining the key highlight.
Next up, we have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which is already a visual showcase on the PS5, but the PS5 Pro takes it a step further, delivering noticeable improvements that elevate the experience. You now have just 2 modes to choose from, Performance Pro and Fidelity Pro. The PS5 Pro eliminates the need for the Performance RT mode found on the PS5, streamlining the options while delivering enhanced performance and visuals. Fidelity Pro mode on the PS5 Pro introduces sharper details and improved reflections compared to the PS5's Fidelity mode. Specific areas like the patterns on this orange display screen are more defined and reflections have an added layer of realism. This mode also supports 120Hz and VRR, enabling smoother frame rates of up to 40 FPS or higher for a more fluid experience, if you have a compatible display. Comparing Performance RT mode on the PS5 to Performance Pro mode on the PS5 Pro, the differences are striking. Performance Pro mode provides higher resolution and sharper image quality with more detailed foliage and richer textures, like Rivet's fur. Reflections are also more refined on some surfaces, at times appearing sharper on the PS5 Pro. It also matches the visual fidelity of the PS5's Fidelity mode while delivering the added benefits of smooth 60 FPS gameplay, making it an excellent choice for players who value both graphics and performance. When comparing Fidelity Pro to Performance Pro, the visual differences are minimal. Performance Pro emerges as the standout mode, delivering smooth 60 FPS gameplay without sacrificing much in terms of visual fidelity. The PS5 Pro elevates Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart's stunning visuals with improved textures, reflections, and detail, but Performance Pro mode's perfect balance of sharp graphics and smooth gameplay make it the ultimate choice for this fast-paced adventure.
F124 demonstrates the power of the PS5 Pro, particularly in quality mode on the PS5 Pro, which brings notable upgrades over the PS5's quality mode. The standout differences lies in the ray trace reflections. On the PS5 Pro, cars gleam with an incredible detail, reflecting not just their surroundings, but even parts of themselves. For example, the side part reflecting on the inner part of the rear wing, a detail in the PS5's quality mode that's absent. Other visual improvements include more accurate shadows, such as those cast by distant trees, which appear natural and dynamic on the PS5 Pro. In contrast, on the PS5, those same trees can appear overly bright, even on an overcast, rainy track. Textures, including distant text, also gain a slight boost in clarity, making elements just a touch sharper and more legible on the Pro. Overall, quality mode on the PS5 Pro elevates F124's visuals to a new level of immersion, delivering meaningful enhancements that make the racing experience more realistic and engaging.
Overall, Overall though, games already look fantastic on the PS5, and with the PS5 Pro, the improvements can be subtle in many cases. Often we found ourselves really having to search for the upgrades. However, the standout feature without a doubt on the PS5 Pro is the ability to play games at a smooth 60 FPS without sacrificing image quality.
Since we always aim for the best visuals possible, we initially thought it might still be tough to choose between the modes. In practice though, the visual gap between the modes on the PS5 Pro is much smaller than it is on the PS5. This makes the Pro's performance-focused modes so good that they're often the obvious choice.
For us, it means we no longer have to compromise. With a backlog of games still waiting for us to play, the Performance Pro mode on the PS5 Pro is perfect for delivering the best balance of visuals and fluid gameplay.
It's worth mentioning that how far you sit from your TV and its size can significantly affect how noticeable these changes or enhancements are.
Yes.
If you're sitting close or have a large display, the differences will be more apparent. For most people, the PS5 remains an excellent console to stick with, especially if you're not overly concerned about graphics and are just looking to enjoy these games themselves.
If you're like us and you have a backlog of PS5 games waiting for you, and you appreciate top-tier image quality and want a more refined gaming experience, the PS5 Pro might be worth considering. If you don't own a PS5 yet and are thinking about jumping in, we believe the PS5 Pro is worth the extra $200. Beyond the improved gaming performance, you're also getting 2 terabytes of storage compared to the PS5's 825 gigabytes. Considering a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD with a heatsink for the PS5 costs around $100, the $699 price tag for the PS5 Pro starts to make even more sense.
And let's not forget, there's no PC you can build for $700 that matches the performance and convenience of the PS5 Pro. Plus, there's no need to tweak any endless settings. You simply pick up your preferred mode, start playing, and for those seeking the best gaming experience without a hassle, the PS5 Pro delivers on that aspect.
That's it for a review of the PS5 Pro. We hope this deep dive helped you decide if the Pro is worth it for you. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. It really helps the channel grow.
And we'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you planning to upgrade to the PS5 Pro, or are you sticking with your current setup? Let us know in the comments down below.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Bye.